Hi, I'm Kelly, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pendant. You can use any size stone. In the description below I've wrote a list of everything you'll need, including links to my Facebook page and my Etsy shop, where I sell all my PDF tutorials if anyone's interested in those. Quite a different one for you to do today. So don't forget to check the description, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for all your lovely comments in advance. Really appreciate all the love. And thanks for watching. To make this pendant you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut 6 lengths at 9 inches, that's 23 centimetres. My weaving wire is 0.315mm, that's 28 gauge, and you'll need about 300 centimetres. You'll need a little donut cabochon. Mine's 30mm. You can use any size you like. Any size at all will work with this design. You're just going to have to adjust your wire lengths and your weave repeats accordingly. I'm going to use a few of these little 3mm beads. Tools, I've got pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, and I'm going to be using nylon pliers, but you don't need these. If you don't have them, don't worry about it, it's fine. I really love these, so I'll be using these. And I think that's everything. Let's get started. Today I'm going to be working in silver filled wire. My weaving wire is wound onto a little sewing bobbin. If you like, you can wind yours onto a little bobbin. I usually use Bobeeze bobbins by Beadsmith, or you can cut lengths as you go if you prefer to do that. So take 3 of your 6 wires, and we're going to start about 2.5 inches from the start of the wires, so that's 6.5 centimetres. So I'm going to start 3 wraps around the bottom wire, then 2 wraps around the bottom 2 wires, bring your wire up between those 2 wires, and then 2 wraps around the top 2 wires. That's going to be our repeat, so we'll keep repeating that for now. 2 wraps around the bottom wires, come up between the bottom 2, and 2 wraps around the top wires. I've done 22 repeats altogether of that weave. Cut that tail end off. So I'm going to finish it off with 3 wraps around that inner wire again. Cut that weaving wire. So now I need you to do the same to the other 3 wires. Starting the same distance from the ends, do this 2-2 weave and do it 22 repeats. So I've done 22 repeats on that one. And if you're using a bigger stone than me, what you need to do is, the edge of the stone here needs to fall about the middle of the weave. So if your stone's bigger, then you'd have to add more repeats to your weave. So I want the bottom of the weave to sit at the hole, and the top of the weave I'm going to gently bend in, and I want to bend all of it really, not just the top, but I want the top to bend a bit more than the rest of it, like that. Still got my weaving wire attached to that one, and this one. And you need to make sure you're working on the front side, because the back does look slightly different to the front side, and you want to curve that one just a little bit, to match the curve on the other one. So they're gonna sit like that, so the curves need to be roughly the same. Like that. And at the top of the weaves, holding them together now, I'm going to bend them straight up like that. So that they curve into each other, and then they go straight up in the air like that. Without misshaping them too much. Bit fiddly, but it will be worth it. Then take your weaving wire that's still attached to the top of one of the weaves and wrap completely around all of it about 5 times. Hold it all together. Just separating my wires a little bit. Take one of the back ones and secure my weaving wire 3 times around one of those back wires. So that's what we've got so far. So I'm happy with that shape now. And I've just separated my wires at the top there so we can see what we've got. Spread them out a bit. Now what we need to do is, at the other end, we need to straighten those out as well. Like that. You should have that. So now we take all 6 wires at the bottom and post them through the hole of the donut. And I want 3 to go one way and 3 to go the other. So I'm pulling them apart a little bit as they come out the back. I'm going to gently bend the wires around the donut. A bit hard to show you what I'm doing. So that's what we've got. So what I'm going to do now is the 3 wires that come up at the sides, I've made sure that they're pushed flat against the donut on both sides. I want them to come to the front and then through the weave. You want to pull it nice and tight so it's quite secure, like that. You want to do it on the other side as well. So pull it over the front of the stone and then twist it around the side, post it through the weave. Try not to let the wires cross over each other because it keeps it nice and tidy then. I was thinking these wires might be a bit too short or too long, but it's good to have the extra length for just handling them. So that is now secure onto the donut. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these off quite short and then flatten them down with pliers to secure them, because I don't really want them coming over the front of the wires. Like that. And on this side. And then I'll just press them flat against the weave so they're nice and tight and secure. So next what I'm going to do, separated these wires out now, so we've got 6 all in a row. I'm going to pull 2 down, 2 the other way, and on these middle 2, that's what we're going to be weaving on next. So take your weaving wire, go 3 times around the bottom of the 2 wires, 3 times around both wires, and we'll repeat that 12 times, 3 times around the bottom wire and 3 times around both wires. So I've done 12 repeats of that 3-3 weave. And now I'm gonna keep pushing your weaves together to keep them tidy. I'm going to bend it over at the base and then I'm going to curve it over the other way. Trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. So we've got a curve. Like that. Now I'm going to take these next 2 wires and keeping them next to each other, I'm going to curve them around to sit next to that one, like that. And I'm going to take the inner wire. I'm going to curl that one around again. I'm going to pop a little bead on that one. Like that, so they all end up sitting next to each other. So now I'm going to continue my 3-3 weave just over the 2 wires. Three wraps around both wires, and 3 wraps around the bottom wire. And just keep repeating that just a little further. So I think I've done about 4 repeats there. Then I'm going to take that weave, take it around the back, it comes across to the other side. I'm going to add a few more repeats because I want that weave to come around to the front. So now I'm weaving with the back of the pendant facing me so that all my weave ends up the same. I think this 3-3 weave should be the same on both sides anyway. Just a little further. Once you've got the basic design down, you can do whatever you like with these wires. As soon as they meet at the top, you can then take it to a world of your own, do whatever you like. I've got a rough idea of what I'm going to do with this one. And it's lovely seeing all your finished pieces on Facebook. I meant to mention that last time. Everybody makes their own version of everything, and I love that. We all follow the same tutorial and we all make completely unique things out of it. Right, okay. I think I've got enough there. I'm going to bend this around to this side, like that. Now going up to these 2 wires, they're sticking out the top, the long ones from earlier. I'm going to take the first one, I'm going to curve that around to go through the gap like that. And then this one, I'm going to do the same. Oops. And I want that to come around and also go between that gap there, so I'm going to have to move my weave down a little bit. and then they come down and separate them. Like that. To hold those two wires in place where I want them to be, I've taken the weaving wire. It's just come off this weave across the back. And I'm bringing it over the top here, under those two wires. I'm going to go around them both twice. I'll go around them 3 times. And then I'll send the wire back over the back. Back to that weave. I'm going to go 3 times around that weave. 3 times around the single wire. It kind of pins it down and holds it in place. So I'm going to take these 2 wires now that we've just fastened here. I'm going to bend them around to this side, like that. So I want them to be. And then these 2 wires, sorry if I'm mumbling, I've just realised how quiet I'm talking. These 2 wires I'm going to post around and through the weave. You need to hold them in place at the top, otherwise you'll misshape them. I came up with this design the other day and I'm interested to know if I can pull it off or not. So I've started curving this weave back in here, and I've curled this wire up here. I'm going to cut this weaving wire off. I'm going to send that wire around to the back, I think. I haven't quite decided what to do with it yet. I'm going to curl it around. So I've done a little curve in this weave, then I've curved it back, and at this point it's joined up, isn't it, up there? So then I've curved it around again, and I've got 1 wire coming up and 1 wire going down. So I need to secure those 2 wires now. So I'll take a short piece of weaving wire. That off my bobbin. So we're going to secure these 2 wires. I'll secure them before I cut them, I might make it a bit easier. So attach your weaving wire to one of them. Just added 3 wraps there. And then I'm going to post my wire through and completely around the weave. post it back through that gap there. And I'll go underneath the wire. I'll go around the wire 3 times. Trim that tail off. Trim the weaving wire. And I can cut that now and shape that. And I'll do the same on the other one. Take a small piece of weaving wire. Attach it to the other wire 3 times around. Take it to the furthest point. And then I'm going to post it underneath the weave. If you can't get underneath your weave, if your weave is a bit close to the stone, then take a little pin or something really fine and gently push it behind the weave and lift it up a little bit, so you're making a little bit of a gap so you can get that wire through there. Luckily this weaving wire is so thin, it's gone through quite well. So I've gone underneath the wire and I shall go around that 3 times. To wrap it round 3 times. Cut the weave off both ends. Weaving wire always seems to sneak a little bit, always get a little bit that sticks out. So then I'm going to trim that wire. Then I'm going to curl those 2 with my pliers. I'm going to take a bit more length off that one. Hard to show you because I've got wires sticking out. And that top one the same. Like that. With these 2 wires here at the front, you can do whatever you want with them really. What I'm going to do is put in pressure on the front there. I'm going to bend them down. I'm going to post them through the hole at the bottom. Hoping that they keep that shape I gave them, like that. And what I've done is I've pulled one to follow on one side, and the other one follows on the other side, like that. So now I've got these 2 wires coming up the back here. I'm going to take this wire and post it through that gap there. It's in between where the other wires came up the back and went around the weave. They've left a nice big gap there at the back. I'm going to post this through there. It'll secure my last wires, and it will hold the stone in more secure, because it'll make it all a bit tighter. Like that. I'll do the same on the other side as well. Post that in from front to back. Like that. So I've got one coming through one way, one coming through the other. Secure these wires by wrapping them around again, because then they'll be nice and secure around those 3 wires. If you want to bring them in, you could curl one way and one the other, and then tie them together in the middle to secure them. My stone is completely see-through, so if I do that you'll see it on the back there. So I'm going to wrap mine around again, push it back through on both sides, so they're just wrapped around those parts there. So I did that off camera so you couldn't see me struggling, because that was a bit of a wrestle. And I'm just cutting them off to finish as they just come through the other side of that wire there. There's my squeaky wire cutters. So that's what we've got so far. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning we'll need a jump ring to go through that top bit there, so we can attach a chain. Nice chunky jump ring. So now I've just got 2 wires left. Really, you can do whatever you want with them, as long as you, when you've finished with your curls or whatever you're doing, that you strap it all to the main piece so it doesn't snag. And when you are doing your curls, make sure that you fully close them up like this, because if you kind of leave it sticking out a bit, it's going to snag on clothing, or you know, if you're wearing a scarf, or definitely knitting. If something's knitted, it'll snag, so it's best to close those up and always tie everything down. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to curl this one up there. I'm going to do just a little tiny curl on that one, and this one I'm going to curl it down, and I'm going to do a complete loop. Something a bit different. I'm going to curl it back the other way. So I'm going to secure this one down here, and then I'm going to cut this off tight and do a little curl there, and I'm going to secure this one here and then cut it off small and do a little curl there. Taking a small piece of weaving wire, attach to one of the 2 wires, up around 3 times, and then take it to the furthest point so it can go around the weave. I don't know if my weave is too close to my stone on this side. I haven't tried it yet. I think there's more of a gap up there. I'm going to have to just pull the weave away from the stone with the pin, like I said before. So I've done that with the pin and it's gone through. Then I'm going to go 3 times around the wire again. I'm going to cut that about there. So now I need some more weaving wire. Attach by wrapping 3 times. And go around that weave. And I want to come through above that wire if I can. And then I'll go around that wire 3 more times. Oops. So I've just uploaded the video, my last video, about all those lovely crescent moons. And my first comment on there was, oh no, I thought you were going to upload a tutorial. So I thought, it's about time I put a tutorial on. And I hope you're pleased with it, whoever commented. So I'm going to trim that one quite short because that's just going to be a little curl. I'm going to curl this one with my pliers. And this one with my pliers. Like that. And we're done. Doesn't look like my original sketch, but I really like how it turned out. I hope you all managed to follow it okay and it made sense. Because you could do this on any size stone, or any stone that's got a hole in it at all. Or if you wanted to, you could continue this weave around and not have the stone at all, and just do this little pattern without the stone and finish these wires off by wrapping them around the bottom of the weave. You could even do that and put a little cabochon behind it, finish it off with these 2 wires coming up the back and attaching around here to actually hold the stone to the weave. Just a few ideas for you. Different things you could do with this design. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed it and I didn't mumble too much. And please subscribe if you haven't already, it really means a lot to me. Thank you in advance for all your lovely comments at the bottom. Really appreciate it, guys. Happy weaving, and I'll see you in the next video.